Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're diving headfirst into, well, a really fascinating year, 1971.
It really is.
It's kind of perched right on the edge, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
you can feel the 60s idealism fraying, but the 70s haven't quite fully formed yet.
Exactly. It's this transition point.
Hmm.
And everything felt charged, Music, film. It felt like things could actually change the world, even stuff that maybe flies under the radar now.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's our mission today, isn't it? To
Sure.
really dig into the cultural, the musical, the economic shifts of just this one year. We've got some great source material to work through.
We do. We're going to try and pull out the key moments, the surprising facts, and show how 71, maybe quietly in some ways, really set the stage for, well, for a lot of what came next.
Right, we're talking genres of music, film styles, even how global money works.
Uh-huh. So get ready for some maybe overlooked rock gems, some seriously groundbreaking movies, those incredible underground dance parties.
Oh, the loft.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the loft.
Definitely. And yeah, that big economic shakeup that kind of changed the game for global finance.
It's a packed year. Let's jump into the music first, because the sound of 71, it had this split personality, didn't it?
It really did. You had this incredible rise of the confessional singer-songwriter, people making the personal feel universal.
Like, rock music was going in this completely different direction, like full-on swagger and volume.
Oh, absolutely. 1971 was a monster year for hard rock. Led Zeppelin the Fourth. I mean, what else needs to be said?
Right, stadium rock basically being invented right there. Black Dog, Stairway, it cemented their legend.
And the Rolling Stones with Sticky Fingers. That album just sounds like the early 70s, doesn't it? That mix of rock, blues, country. That kind of raw, decadent energy.
Brown Sugar, yeah.
Yeah,
Pure swagger. It felt grittier than the 60s stuff.
definitely.
Things.
And you can't talk about 71 music without mentioning soul getting political. Marvin Gaye is what's going on.
Oh, a masterpiece. Addressing Vietnam, police brutality, the environment on a Motown record.
It was groundbreaking, shifting soul music towards social commentary in such a powerful, cohesive way. A plea for empathy, really.
And John Lennon's Imagine, too,
Mm-hmm.
which was, both this huge global call for peace and also super personal.
Right, that duality again. The intimate, the loud, the political, the mystical were all happening at once.
It makes you wonder, though, beyond those huge hits, what were the tracks that maybe weren't chart toppers but really pushed things forward? What gems did our sources unearth?
That's a great question, because some of the most influential stuff wasn't always the most obvious. There are a few tracks from 71 that really stand out as, well, game changers.
Okay, like what?
Well, David Bowie's Life on Mars, for one. Off Hunky Dory.
Ah, yeah. Classic.
It's glam rock, sure, but those surreal lyrics, the orchestration, it felt different, kind of arty, theatrical, mixing serious angst with this almost playful quality. It really broadened what rock could be.
Paved the way for a lot of art rock and visual performance later.
Definitely.
What else?
Funkadelic, Maggot Brain.
Oh, Eddie Hazel's solo.
10 minutes of pure raw emotion through a guitar. It's grief, it's freedom. It's just staggering. It influenced so much, from shoegaze to post-rock, just showing what you could do with instrumental power.
And Traffic's The Low Spark of High-Heeled Boys.
Mm-hmm.
That feels like another boundary pusher.
Totally. Blending jazz and rock so seamlessly. Those fluid rhythms, the keys, the flute. It opened doors for more experimental, jamming kind of rock, pushing past simple song structures.
So much creativity packed into one year. It's amazing. And that explosion of creativity wasn't just in music, right?
Mhm.
1971 was huge for film, too. New Hollywood was really hitting its stride.
Absolutely. And filmmakers were not pulling any punches. Think about A Clockwork Orange.
Kubrick. Controversial is an understatement.
Right. Shocking violence, sure. But it was really digging into free will, morality, social control, reflecting all those anxieties bubbling up about youth culture and where society was headed. It made audiences deeply uncomfortable, intentionally.
And crime films got a serious dose of reality.
Oh, yeah. The French Connection. William Friedkin gave it that gritty, almost documentary feel.
And that car chase.
Legendary. It just felt real in a way movies hadn't before. And then you had Dirty Harry.
Clint Eastwood's iconic role.
Exactly. Talk about sparking debate, law and order, vigilantism, police methods. It tapped right into the national mood, for better or worse. This intense psychological look at masculinity, primal urges, what happens when civility breaks down. Really challenging stuff.
It feels like a lot of these films were questioning the old myths, especially American ones. These challenging themes, this questioning. It wasn't just Hollywood, was it? This was happening globally.
Oh, big time. 1971 was huge for blaxploitation's beginnings. Shaft.
Richard Roundtree, so quick.
Right. It proved black-led films could be massive hits, created this iconic black hero.
Truly independent, dedicated to the brothers and sisters who had enough of the man.
Unflinching about police brutality, black sexuality. Completely unapologetic.
And, well, in Hong Kong, action cinema was exploding.
Bruce Lee. The Big Boss came out in 71. It just changed martial arts films forever. That intensity, the realism. He became a global icon overnight. Cinema everywhere was just pushing boundaries, experimenting, reflecting this really turbulent transitional time.
Okay, let's shift scenes completely. From the big screen to a much more intimate, but maybe equally revolutionary space. David Mancuso's loft in New York City.
The Loft. Yeah, you can't talk about 71 without it. And it wasn't really a club, was it?
No, not at all. He called himself a musical host, not a DJ. These were private parties, invitation only, in his own home.
Love saves the day. And crucially, non-commercial. No selling drinks. It fostered this amazing communal, almost utopian vibe. Very diverse crowd, racially mixed, LGBTQ+. It was a sanctuary.
And the sound. That was his obsession.
Yes. Totally obsessive. And radical for the time. He used Klipscorn speakers, top of the line, audiophile stuff, Macintosh amps, Koetsu cartridges.
Things most clubs wouldn't dream of investing in.
Exactly. And he refused to use mixers or pitch controls. He thought they messed with the sound quality, disrespected the artist's intention. He played whole records, start to finish.
Wow. Letting the music breathe.
Yeah. The focus was purely on the music and the quality of the sound. He even thought about acoustics, speaker placement, using multiple Klipscorns for immersive sound, and kept the volume at a level around 100 dB, where it was powerful but not painful. You could stay all night.
An enveloping experience.
Totally. And he structured the nights, didn't he? Based on Leary and the Tibetan Book of the Dead.
Yeah, the three Bardos. Which sounds intense, but it was about guiding the energy of the party.
Right. So the first Bardo was the beginning. Calm, welcoming, soft lights, balloons, maybe those big parachutes hanging.
Creates an atmosphere.
Yeah.
And homemade punch and food, reinforcing that it's like a house party, hospitable.
And the music matched. Warm, soulful stuff. Jazz, deep soul, R&B, maybe some Latin or Brazilian tracks, soft rock like Nina Simone, Bill Withers, Traffic's mellower stuff, easing you in.
Setting a vibe, comfortable, communal.
Then came the second Bardo, the peak, the circus, as he called it.
Okay, so the energy ramps up.
Big time. Dynamic lights, maybe sound effects like thunderstorms, fans creating wind, projections, visuals from A Clockwork Orange even, or Yellow Submarine. A full sensory experience.
In the music.
High energy, funk, early disco beats, Latin percussion, African rhythms. Complex, driving stuff. Think the JB's, Candido's Jingo, Marvin Gaye's title track from What's Going On would fit right in. This was for letting loose, pure euphoria.
Heart of the party.
Exactly. And then the third Bardo was the return, the gentle come down.
But it didn't just stop abruptly.
No, that was key. Calmer visuals, softer lights, maybe that famous smell of baby powder, bringing everyone back together gently. The music got introspective again, soul ballads, maybe some classic rock.
Like ending with Nina Simone or Richie Havens doing Here Comes the Sun.
Famously, yeah. Or Al Green, more Marvin Gaye. It was about peaceful closure, letting the energy dissipate naturally. A shared journey ending together.
It sounds incredible. And Mancuso was playing really diverse music, right?
Yeah.
Bringing in global sounds.
Absolutely. He was way ahead of the curve, championing tracks like Manu Dibango's Soul Makossa, playing it in 71 before it became a huge hit, or open dancers' ears to global rhythms.
Which connects to the roots of Latin hustle, doesn't it? Even if the dance wasn't fully formed yet.
Precisely. The music was incubating there. That clave-driven funk, the evolution of boogaloo, those Caribbean syncopations, long mid-tempo grooves, perfect for partner dancing.
So artists like Joe Bataan, the Fania All-Stars, their live album from the Cheetah Club in 71 must have been huge.
Oh, yeah. And tracks like Funky Nassau, Chakacha's Jungle Fever, Santana War, Aretha's Rocksteady, James Brown, Isaac Hayes' theme from Shaft, all that stuff provided the soundtrack.
And Mancuso's loft, with its amazing sound and inclusive vibe, was the perfect place for dancers to experiment, to meld those influences informally.
Exactly. He created the environment where these new dance forms could bubble up organically. He wasn't just playing music, he was facilitating culture.
Okay, so we've covered music, film, underground culture, but 1971 also had these massive foundational shifts happening on a bigger scale. Let's talk about the economy. The Nixon shock.
Yeah, that's a huge one. August 15, 1971, President Nixon basically announces the U.S. dollar won't be convertible to gold anymore, at least temporarily.
And beyond the economy, 71 was a year marked by some pretty intense events in the U.S., too, reflecting social struggles.
Definitely. On the crime front, you had the Charles Manson trial concluding finding him and his followers guilty. A really dark chapter closing, in a way. But then, tragically, you also had the Attica prison riot in New York.
That was horrific. Exposed terrible conditions, but ended so violently when the state police stormed the prison. Also a year of saying goodbye to some major icons.
It was. We lost Sonny Liston, the boxer, Jim Morrison joining the 27 Club, the absolute legend Louis Armstrong, and the brilliant guitarist Duane Allman. Each loss felt like the end of an era in its own way.
But new things were starting too, right? Laying groundwork for the future.
Absolutely. NPR had its very first broadcast in April 71. All Things Considered debuted, a huge moment for public radio.
And Walt Disney World opened in Florida. Hard to imagine the landscape without it now.
Right. A whole new era of entertainment. And maybe quieter at the time, but George Lucas founded Lucasfilm in 71.
Wow. Setting the stage for Star Wars and everything else. Didn't see that coming.
Yeah, amazing how these seemingly small beginnings can grow into cultural empires. It really shows the mix of endings and beginnings that defined that year. Hashtag outro.
So when you pull it all together, 1971 really wasn't just another year on the calendar, was it?
Not at all. It feels more like a cultural nexus point. This intense blend of looking inward and lashing outward in music, the bold experiments in film, that radical inclusivity happening underground.
And then that fundamental economic shift happening almost behind the scenes. It was a year of facing the past, but also diving into the unknown.
Absolutely. And so many of the threads started in 71 are still woven into our lives today. The music we listen to, the movies we watch, the financial system we navigate. The groundwork was laid then.
It really makes you think. We look back at 71 and see these shifts, some loud, some quiet, that had such huge long-term effects. Kind of leaves you wondering.
That's happening now.
Exactly. What seemingly small or overlooked shift happening today might be the thing that profoundly shapes the next 50 years.
That's a great question to ponder.
Something for all of us to think about. Well, thanks for diving deep with us into 1971.
It was fascinating.
Join us next time for another deep dive.